Although weddings are largely a celebration of the future and the things to come, I'd like to start off today by briefly looking back into the past, specifically to November 27th, the year 1815. It was on that day, in King George County, Virginia, a free woman by the name of Lucinda filed a very unusual petition with the Virginia General Assembly, asking that she be... Okay, yes. You see, Lucinda was an African-American woman. She was an ex-slave who only a year earlier had been freed by her master when her master had died. Now in Virginia, slave owners were allowed to do this. They were allowed to free their slaves upon their death or sooner. But Virginia had a law that freed slaves had to leave the state within 1 year of being freed, presumably so that freed slaves wouldn't inspire jealousy or rebellion among the slaves that remained in bondage. Now, while most slaves, freed slaves, likely left the state as soon as possible, Lucinda hadn't done so, and the 1 year anniversary of her emancipation was fast approaching, and she was worried that once she officially lost her freedom, that she would be sold off to the highest bidder, possibly shipped off to a faraway plantation. And it was for this reason that she was filing a petition with the Virginia legislature asking that they pass a special law that she be specifically given over to the local landowner, Captain Huey. Now, why would a woman do this? Why would a woman who spent most of her life in bondage willingly turn her back on freedom? The answer was love. Surprise, surprise. You see, Captain Huey had been Lucinda's old master's neighbor, and while Lucinda was still herself a slave, she had married one of Captain Huey's slaves. So to leave Virginia and to secure her freedom would have meant abandoning her husband, and she wasn't willing to do this. Even at the price of her own liberty for the rest of her life, she wasn't willing to do this. Now, unfortunately, the historical record provides us with no further details about Lucinda. We don't know if her petition was granted or if she was allowed to remain with her husband. But I think it's important and appropriate on this wedding day to remember that despite all the discouraging news that we're sometimes bombarded with about the fragile state of marriage in America, that there are examples of marriages, of real marriages between real people that are filled with love and devotion and dedication, respect and love. The institution of marriage is not entered into lightly because it symbolizes commitment on every level. Together, you will continue to meet the challenges and obstacles of life head on. The marriage between Mark and Marcy does not mark the beginning of a new relationship. Rather, it is an acknowledgement and a celebration of a relationship that has been flourishing since they met. It is the sharing of two souls that does not diminish, but enhances the individuality of each partner. A successful relationship takes trust, to know in your hearts that you want only the best for each other. It takes dedication, to stay open to one another, to learn and grow, even when it is difficult to do so. And it takes faith, to go forward together without knowing what the future holds for you both. You have chosen to walk through life together. There is no truer statement of love. The choice was not made in any one moment, but by being together, you grew to realize that you belong together and that you fulfilled each other's needs. You have come to thrive upon each other's presence, loyalty, and wisdom. A friendship you have nurtured until at last you realize that you wanted to be together always. The commitment you make today will be the foundation on which you will build your life together.
The little things are the big things. His never being too old to hold hands. His remembering to say I love you each day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is speaking words of appreciation.
These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will give you support and encouragement to chase down your dreams. These are the hands that will hold you tight as you struggle through difficult times. And these are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. These are the hands that will lift your chin and brush your cheek as they raise your face to look into eyes that are filled with overwhelming love for you. And lastly, these are the hands that, even when wrinkled in age, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
I collected all the cards, letters, and yellow sticky notes that you wrote to me throughout the 5 years of our relationship. The notes that you left on my car windshield, notes that you left at my desk at work, the cards that you gave me to let me know that I was on your mind, all of them. Your messages consisted of short thoughts ranging from, let's pick up the dog, move together to simple, I love you. And I saved all your letters and all your notes.
There's a voice inside of you that whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to the voice that speaks inside. In 2007, the voice whispered to me as we shared stories of each other's friends and family while picnicking on Duxbury Beach. It was clear to me then you were honest and kind, wearing your heart on your sleeve, so very much in love with your nieces and nephew. Driven and at times stubborn, you were also devoted to finding that balance between family, friends, career, and fun. The voice continued to get louder with each value that you demonstrated, the qualities you possessed that I knew I could not live without. The respect that you showed me, my family, and Mr. Jake, the generosity spending every weekend together, taking me to dinners in the North End, AC/DC concerts, sock slams, just to name a few. Your patience with me when I was impulsive or mouthy, and your sincerity when meeting my friends and family, engaging in new crowds, and always showing a genuine curiosity in their interests. Today I'd like to tell you from the voice that speaks inside of me. I promise to love you without abandon, to cherish the moments we share, and to honor all of the small things. I vow to show you the love and respect I promise you today, each and every day. I love you more than I could have imagined and look forward to our journey together as Mr. and Mrs.
You promise to love, comfort, honor, and protect her, forsaking all others to be faithful to her until death do you part.
I do.
Marcy, do you take Mark to be your lawful wedded husband? Do you promise to love, comfort, honor, and protect him, forsaking all others to be faithful to him until death do you part?
I do.
This ring, which has no beginning and no end,
This ring, which has no beginning and no end,
symbolizes the love and trust between us.
symbolizes the love and trust between us.
May its presence on your hand
May its presence on your hand
remind you of my love and vow.
remind you of my love and vow.
I place it on your finger
Place it on your finger
as a visible sign of the promises
as a visible sign of the promises
that have made us husband and wife.
that have made us husband and wife.
And symbolizes the love and trust between us.
Symbolizes the love and trust between us.
May its presence on your hand
May its presence on your hand
remind you of my love and vow.
remind you of my love and vow.
I place it on your finger
I place it on your finger
as a visible sign of the promises
as a visible sign of the promises
that have made us husband and wife.
that have made us husband and wife.
Mark and Marcy, remember to treat both yourself and each other with respect, and remind yourselves often of what brought you together. Give to one another new experiences of joy. Challenge one another so that you may grow. May the love you hold for each other, now sealed in marriage, continue to mature with the passing years. We who are present today hope that the Mark, take this. Mr. and Mrs. Mark and Marcy Ritchie.
Summed it up in the emails that she had sent me. So I know Marcy was really excited to tell me about this new guy, and I really wanted to hear about it. But every single email that she sent me were words of encouragement and love for what I was going through. So, with that.
But I did want to, tell one story, something that an event that occurred in college, and the reason why I talk about it is not actually what happened, but I feel that what occurred is kind of the foundation for a friendship. You might remember this. So, without getting into the details of what occurred, let's just say that there was a situation that required Mark and I to meet as a member of the